Pleasure to meet you, Abraham. Good to be up here.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole thing, I've been trying to think of questions to ask since I was born. I've been experiencing this philosophy and way of life, and anytime I've deviated from it, like, oh, it's not that easy or anything like that, or maybe I should da-da-da-da, I start seeing various signs from other people, all that weren't shown how this goes, and
There are two ways to know if you're on track in any moment. One is by the way you feel, the other is by what's manifesting around you. Yeah, nice.
very. And so I'm just watching them go. It's like, you do realize you could just launch a rocket of desire there, right? And you just, and it's like, oh, it's not that easy. I got all this stuff.
Most people will argue for their limitations because we already talked about that. First of all, they feel defensive, and next they want you to agree with them. And it's so odd because unlike the example that our friend just gave us, that was an example of someone holding a thought of something that he wanted in wanting to bring him in agreement. But how many people argue for their limitations and then they want you to agree with the limitations that they are presenting? And those of you who want to connect with your inner being and uplift them, you don't want to be a sounding board for their complaints. And sometimes when you refuse to be a sounding board for their complaints, they say, you're not there for me. And what you want to say is, nah, I'm not there for you, I'm up here for you. I'm in your vortex. They'll say, okay, crazy man in the bright yellow shirt,
Come on, take my hand. No.
yeah, it's all right, it's all right. Everyone is figuring it out in their own way, in their own good timing. And here's the thing to remember: their inner being never stops calling them toward that closing of the gap. And so sometimes you can be a really productive, cooperative component and help them out. Sometimes they're just not ready. And the most important thing for a teacher like you to remember is that they've got an inner being who is always focused upon them and always calling them. And they're often not going. So why should they listen to you when infinite intelligence is giving it everything they've got and they're still not going? But the difference between you and infinite intelligence is that infinite intelligence doesn't take it personally, and infinite intelligence doesn't worry about them not making it. Just keep offering the block of thought, knowing that eventually they will find, through their path of least resistance, the path to the clarity that they're seeking. And everyone's not ready for the same clarity at the same time, are they?
Right. I mean, heck, I was trying to find a question here, and I guess we found an answer while trying to find the question.
Co-creation at its best.
Woo!
You feel satisfied?
A little bit.
Want to go further? Now that's an interesting answer. I'm a little bit satisfied. If you're a little bit satisfied, then you must be a little bit unsatisfied.
True.
The best state of being is satisfied where I am, satisfied with what is, and eager for more. So what are you eager for here?
Well, I'll start off by saying that despite my appearance, I am a high-functioning autistic. So
nothing about your appearance tells us that you're anything other than high-functioning.
Right. I see it as a benefit.
Yeah.
Where most people would say otherwise, unfortunately. Although I spend more time up here than in the physical.
We do too.
So I got so many ideas, ambitions, and desires.
Yeah.
Shooting all the rockets I can.
You see, you were so sure when you decided to come into physical form that you were not going to wait around for others to get you, that you made sure that you are ungettable. And that's what you and we are wanting everyone in this room to understand. Give up on trying to get them to get you. They not only don't want to get you, they want to change you to something that they do get.
Right, right. Say the jokes we want to say, think the way we want to do. And I'm like, that's boring.
And they think they're calling you forward. Actually, they're calling you backward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's nuts, really.
And fun.
It is. I will admit it's fun to mess with them in that accord. Why won't you change? Because I don't want to.
Because I was born to give you an opportunity to not need conditions to be exactly what you think they should be in order to feel good. Because a belief in conditions, a conditional life is one where there can be no motion forward. If you're just focused upon the conditions that are, nothing new happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if everything's the same, things just get stale.
Yeah. You have had a magical experience because you came in knowing so much, and others had to come to understand your different approach, and you magnificently created so many others around you that gave it up pretty early on and let you be. And that's a tribute to your stubbornness and your powerful intentionality, which is serving you extremely well.
Mm-hmm. I will confess, if you allow, that originally I didn't see myself as that powerful. Or...
Oh, we know.
Yeah, it took a little while to recognize.
You had to have enough people tell you that you were wrong before your rightness became dominant.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just felt almost overnight. One second I was like, there's no way I'm going to be that kind of guy. I see such greatness in other people and their ambition, their dream and whatnot, and I wish to move that forward.
I wish, and feel the complaint of that.
Yeah. And then I started recognizing, I'm actually am capable. Many people told me some of my choices were not adequate. They weren't going to provide me with long-term happiness, and yet I was, pardon the expression, I managed to prove them wrong. I know that's not... I managed to manifest something that they could not see originally. Because, of course, afterwards they were...
You know the nice thing about your inner being? And one of the nice things about us, one of the nice things about the people in this room right now, we do get you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. 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 Enough?
Yeah, I've hogged the spotlight for enough time.
There's no hogging. Everyone loved every minute of it.
Yay.
Yeah.